Shalom and welcome to Zion Branch Ministries. I'm going to be reading today from Deuteronomy 1 through 36, and it is all about the Hebrew congregation trying to make their way through the wilderness, which of course an 11-day trip turned into be 38-40 years, as they were not listening to Yah and his instructions, and they didn't have the faith, they didn't believe, and they were not trusting. So I'd like to just start and open with a prayer. Oh Yah, Heavenly Father, we enter into your gates with an open heart. We enter into your courts with thanksgiving and praise. We praise your holy name, Yah. YHWH, we praise your holy name. Thank you for this day. We thank you for getting us to this point. Today, in this time that we are living in, a very trying time that we are living in. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, Yah. Thank you, Yah. Praise your holy name. We praise your holy name. So today is on the calendar the 26th day of July 2020, but on YHWH's calendar, we are now in the month of Av. We are in the month of Av, and it is the 5th day of Av, AV 5780, and Av is another word for Father. Abba Father, Yehovah, Abba, we are in his month. Out of all of the months of the year, we are in his month, Abba Father's months, the month of Av. And it is, of course, a very solemn month for the Hebrew congregation. The first 2 weeks leading up to the 9th of Av, a very solemn month. But after the 9th of Av, after their grieving, after their remembering the destructions of the temple, all the expulsions of the Jews out of Spain, England, and other countries, all happened on the 9th of Av. They look forward to their next part of the month and in through the next season, in to their new year and in to the Feast of Tabernacles, when Yeshua comes down to tabernacle with us. So the Hebrew congregation at this point in time are in a very solemn sackcloth and ashes, praying, really committing themselves to YHWH, their Abba Father, their Holy Heavenly Father, because of what they remember. But they were also talking, it's called words, they were talking on the Shabbat, their Saturday, our Saturday Shabbat. The Hebrew congregation was talking about the words that Moses spoke to them to help them get through out of Egypt and into their promised land. And of course, Yehovah Sabaoth, he is speaking to us now as well, in this moment that we are living in this demonic earth realm that we are seeing in these so-called 2020 eyes. No, we cannot see what we see with our eyes on this earthly plane. We have to see with our spiritual eyes, through the eyes of Adonai, Yehovah Sabaoth's eyes, the plans that he has for us to move us out of our Egypt and into our promised land. He has a plan for our life. He has always had a plan for our life, to move us into our hope, for us to trust in him, for us to believe him, to have faith that he does have our promised land ahead of us, that things only work for times and seasons, that we are not in this for the long haul. The seasons always finish, and Yah gets us through to our promised land. Our hope and our trust in him is so vitally important at this time that we live. In this month of Av, the king is in the field. This is what's happening at the moment. The king, Yah, Abba Father, the king is in the field. He is watching over us. He has our back. He is in control of everything, even though it doesn't look like he is. He is. He is in control of everything. We have to listen to that small, still, quiet voice that Abba Father Yah is getting us through this time at the moment. And he asks us to listen to Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Vayed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Praise be the name of his glorious sovereignty forever and ever. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. This is what he's asking us to do this month, at this time that we are walking through, this season that we are walking through. He is asking us to listen to his still small voice, to remember our past, that he helped us through all our difficult times in the past. For all our difficult times, he has brought us through. He is asking us to listen and to remember, to listen to Shema and to remember, to choose life, to walk in his ways. And you know, the 15th of Av, for the month of Av, 5780, but every 15th of Av on Yah's calendar is his Valentine's Day. Not the world's Valentine's Day on February the 14th. Yehovah Sabaoth's Valentine's Day is the 15th of Av. because he is remembering us. He is telling us how much he loves us. He is showing us how much he loves us. That the King is in the field. That we must pay attention to our still small voice of what he is telling us and leading us through these very difficult times that we are living in. They are times and seasons. So, he has a covenant with us that we must remember. We cannot forget our covenant. And this is what it is all about. The words, Deuteronomy 1 through 136 I will read. They are called the words, the Devarim, the words that Moses spoke to all the Hebrew congregation. To all of us he is speaking, to remember he has a way through. He is showing our way through. These are the words that Moses spoke to Israel across the Jordan, in the wilderness, in the Arabah opposite Suf, between Parah and Tophel, Laban, Hazeroth and Dizahaba. It is an 11 days journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to the Kadosh Barnea. Now Moses spoke to the children of Israel according to all Yah had commanded him for them in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, after he had struck down Sihon, king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon, and Og, king of Bashan, who lived in Ashtaroth and Edrei. Across the Jordan in the land of Moab, Moses began to explain this Torah, these 5 books, the first 5 books of the Bible, saying, Yah our God spoke to us at Horeb, saying, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Turn, journey on, and enter into the hill country of the Amorites and all their neighbours in the Arabah, the hill country, the lowland and the Negev, and by the seashore, the land of the Canaanites and the Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates. See, I have set the land before you. Enter and possess the land that Yah swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them and to their descendants after them. You see, Yah is telling us to move into our territory, possess the promised land that he has for us. Trust in his word that he is leading us step by step. The bad report and poor response. I spoke to you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear the burden of you by myself. Yah, your God, has multiplied you, and here you are today, like the stars of the heaven in number. May Yah, God of your fathers, increase you 1,000 times as many as you are, and may he bless you just as he has promised you. How can I bear your load and burden, your bickering by myself? You see, they were bickering, they were complaining, and Yah did not. Moses couldn't hear it, and Yah does not want us to hear our complaining, because he knows he has a plan for you, and he is leading us through the promised land. Choose for yourself wise and deserving men, well known to your tribes, and I will appoint them as your heads. You answered me and said, the thing you have said to do is good. So I took the heads of your tribes, men who were wise and well known, and appointed them as heads over you, leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50s, leaders of 10s, and officials for your tribes. I commanded your judges at that time, saying, hear cases between your brothers and judges fairly, between a man and his brother, or the outsider with him. You must not show partiality in judgment. You must hear the small and the great alike. Fear no man, for the judges is God's. The judges is God's. Fear no man. The case that is too hard for you, you shall bring to me, and I will hear it. I commanded you at that time everything you should do. And this is what we are going through at the moment, with all the laws in the land, in this land, that Yah has appointed the judges to rule over us. Then we journeyed from Horeb and went through all the great and terrible wilderness that you saw on the way, to the hill country of the Amorites, as Yah God commanded us. Then we came to Kadesh Barnea. I said to you, you have come to the hill country of the Amorites, which Yah God is giving us. See, Yah your God has set the land before you. Go up, take possession, as Yah, God of your fathers, has promised you. Do not be afraid or discouraged. YHWH Zavarot is telling us at this moment, do not be afraid or discouraged. Move on with trust and faith. Then all of you came near to me and said, let's send men ahead of us to explore the land for us and bring us back word about the way we should go and the cities we will enter. They sent the 12 spies. Only 10 came back. 10 came back were not saying the good word, and 2 Caleb came back. Caleb. And the other spy, who I cannot think of at the moment, came back. The idea seemed good to me, so I took 12 men from among you, 1 man from each tribe. They turned and went up into the hill country, and they came to the Wadi Ishon and spied it out. They took in their hands some of the fruit of the land and brought it down to us. They also brought back word to us and said, good is the land that Adonai God is giving to us. Yet you would not go up, but rebelled against the command of Yah your God. In your tents you grumbled and said, because Yah hates us, he has brought us out from the land of Egypt to hand us over to the Amorites to destroy us. Where are we going? Our brothers have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people are greater and taller than we. The cities are greater and fortified up to the heavens. Besides, we have even seen the children of Anakim there. Then I said to you, don't tremble or be afraid. Adonai your God, who goes before you, he himself will fight for you, just as he did for you in Egypt before your own eyes, and in the wilderness, where you saw how Yah your God carried you as a man carries his son. Everywhere you went, you came to his place. You see, Yah Adonai is carrying us through these difficult times, through this place to our promised land. When Adonai heard the tone of your words, he was angry, and he swore an oath, saying, not one of these men of this evil generations will see the good land that I swore to give your fathers, except Caleb and the son of Jephunneh. He will see it. Yet to him and his children I will give the land that he has walked on, because he has followed Adonai wholeheartedly. So you see, Yeshua, he is our promise. We have a covenant with Yeshua, and Yah is walking us through to our promised land. He only has good for us. He only has promises for us. He has made our way clear, but only if we walk in his way. if only we keep his commandments, his words, if we walk in his way, Yeshua's way. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. Yeshua says, only if we stay in his word, we know that he is moving us through these difficult times, that he is listening to us, that he is watching us, that he has his own Valentine's Day, the 15th of Av, which is the 5th of August 2020, is YHWH Zavarot. Abba Father, our Most High, is Valentine's Day for us. He is in the field. The King is in the field. He loves us. He is showing his love through us, for us. He is leading us through to our promised land, that he has always led us through these difficult times and these moments and these seasons, through our promised land. This wonderful month, the month of Av, Abba Father's month. It is his month, Abba Father. So I pray, I hope this has blessed you. I hope and pray that you are listening to that still small voice, that you are focusing on Yah's words, and know that he is moving us through this season, that he loves you, he is watching us, he loves you with all his heart. This is his month, the month of Av. The King is in the field, watching out for his pre-Israel, children of Israel, for the children that have grafted in, to the children of Israel, to all that know Yeshua HaMashiach, the Prince of Peace, Yeshua HaMashiach. I hope and pray that this has helped you, that this shows you the times that we are living in at the moment. They are in direct correlation with the Hebrew congregation, with the word of Yah, the Most High, Zavarot. I hope and pray that this has blessed you. I am praying, and I hope and pray that you are all praying for America. We truly need the prayers. We truly need to know that Yah, that his eyes are watching. They are running, his 7 eyes running to and fro over all the world. That he is leading America through to their promised land, to their hope. And we are praying for Israel, for the Hebrew congregation, that they have peace, the peace of Israel, that they are going through so much, and God forbid, not any wars coming towards them. We are praying for Israel, the peace of Jerusalem, the peace of Israel, the peace of America, the peace of the nations of the world. We are praying. We are praying. Yeshua, Yehovah Sabaoth. And I will leave you with this prayer. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace, his countenance, his grace, and give you his peace, his shalom. Ayeh, Asher Ayeh says, I am that I am. I am on the throne, the month of Av. The King is in the field. Thank you for listening to Zion Branch Ministries. Praise be his holy name. And Yeshua HaMashiach, Yehovah Sabaoth. Amen and amen. Go in peace. Shalom.